and Training welcome you to a workshop on understanding international curriculum. We express our sincere gratitude to all our visionaries, Dr. Ashokesh Chauhan Sir, Chairperson Dr. Amita Chauhan Ma'am, and respected Mrs. Sapna Chauhan Batra Ma'am for initiating parenting programs. ACRT is a leading teacher training institute in Delhi NCR. We believe in a healthy partnership with parents, teachers, and students. Over a decade, we have offered workshops on parenting, such as Parenting in Digital World, Sibling Relationship, etc. We are delighted to begin with workshop on understanding international curriculum. Today, we have privilege of learning from Miss Anita Paul and her team. Miss Anita is a seasoned educator with over 30 years of experience. Ms. Paul has been instrumental in enhancing student growth in prestigious institutes such as Woodstock International School, Wellens Girls School. She is well versed in various curriculum, including ISC, CBSC, Cambridge, American Board, and IB program. She is currently working as principal at Amity Global School, Noida. Dear participants, so get ready to delve into this promising session that will deepen our understanding of international curriculum. In case you have any question, please feel free to type in your question in the chat box. We are going to take up all the questions towards the end of the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Anila, and a warm welcome to all who have joined us for this workshop. Let me start by thanking our founder, President Sir Ashok K. Chauhan, who has given us this universe that we call Amity. As a principal of the Global School, I'm privileged to be part of a legacy that nurtures the students to become global leaders of tomorrow. Founder Sir has given us a success mantra called Bhag, and every Amitian, whether a parent, a student, or any other person associated with Amity, is aware of this mantra. But I think Amity family considers it as their own success mantra. Bhag, as I will tell you what Bhag is, the B in the Bhag stands for behavior science, H for hard work, A for ambition, A for attitude, and G for God. Why I am starting our session with this is because he feels that this attitude can change any person anywhere in life. This is his mantra for success, and is very rightly, it resonates the International Baccalaureate and the Cambridge philosophy. It very nicely resonates because you need a particular type of a behavior to be a good person, to be a, you know, you have to be honest when you are doing something, and IB and Cambridge plays a very important role in creating that honesty in each and every one of us. To continue, I would also like to say that when he talks about hard work, nowhere in the world hard work has a substitute. Ambition, you require the correct kind of ambition to achieve success in whatever you do or whatever you plan out as to achieve a certain goal in your life. Attitude. Attitude is something that you have to have a positive attitude. You may face failures, but failures is always a way to success. These are the stepping stones that help you to grow, to follow your dreams. So, to have the correct attitude is very important. And lastly, to achieve our goals, our efforts with the blessings from the Almighty, the God. So the G in Bhag is for the God who's omnipresent. He's inside us, He's around us. And the faith that we, with our efforts and with His blessings, we will achieve what is meant for us. We are always grateful for His blessings, which we know for sure are always with us. As the principal of Amity Global School, Noida, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this session on Understanding International Curriculum Framework hosted by Amity Center for Educational Research and Training. Our dear respected chairperson, Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan, with her guidance and encouragement, gives us opportunities beyond our roles as educators, not only in our schools, but also with the societies around us to share our learnings. She constantly encourages us. She constantly encourages our students who are very dear to her to do the best. She says, whatever you do, do it in the best way and be valued, full of value, to be a team that goes out into the world and becomes the face, the voice of the new generations. I'm extremely grateful that Mrs. Sapna Chauhan Batra, Chairperson, Amion Schools, Amity Daycare and Activity Center, and Amity Center for Educational Research and Training, has been kind enough to give us this opportunity to share our international curriculum, to guide you through the journey of education, which is imparted at international curriculum schools in India and world over. This workshop, which is a part of Positive Parenting Partnership Program, is an initiative which is under her guidance with her passion for the parents to empower the parenting journey. I'm now going to hand over to my global team to facilitate this session. Our team of coordinators who are well trained and experienced to teach the international curriculum, both Cambridge and international curriculum. Our EY, that is the early years, nursery and KG, and our PYP, which is the International Baccalaureate Program for grade 1s and 2. The coordinator is Ms. Kriti Nigam. If Kriti can just switch on the camera, please. Kriti ma'am.
1 second, ma'am, just switching on.
All right, that's Kriti ma'am. She teaches she's in charge as a coordinator, and she teaches also in the early years and the primary year program. Then there is the lower secondary coordinator, which is the Cambridge program for grades 6 to 8. And that is Miss Ishita Khar. If Miss Ishita Khar can also say a quick hello. Kriti, your camera is off. All right. So that's our lower secondary, the middle school coordinator. Quickly, now the IGCSE, which is the grade 9 and 10, and AS and A levels coordinator, Dr. Dipanvita Bhattacharya. She also teaches science, and she handles both the stages of the IGCSE as well as the AS and A levels. Thank you, Dipanvita ma'am. And lastly, our International Baccalaureate Diploma Program Coordinator, the coordinator who handles grade 11 and grade 12, Ms. Shweta Goyal. Thank you, Shweta. If Kriti can come back. I'm handing over to our curriculum experts who are here to guide you through understanding and navigating this educational framework effectively, to give you insights and resolve queries regarding the international curriculum framework. Thank you, Anila, and I'm handing over to Kriti now. Kriti ma'am, if you can take the session forward, please.
A very good morning to all of you. And I'm so happy to be interacting with you all today. The Primary Years program is one of the transformative programs, and it ensures that a true learning is engaging and happening and relevant and very, very significant. It is designed to ignite curiosity and love for learning in your child. And always parents have this question, is it the right fit for my child? Today in this session, I hope to address this big question that the parents have. The primary year program is a transdisciplinary program that has relevance between, across, and beyond curriculum. It is basically, it transcends the borders of the subjects, and it doesn't confine learners, but it actually helps them connect to what is real in the world. Consider when we do not have boxed and compartmentalized lives. So why should learning be compartmentalized in the boxes and boundaries of subjects? In the since transdisciplinarity, the disciplines are no longer distinguishable. It's like a cake. The ingredients may be very, very different, but the final result is completely different. Now, when I give an analogy of the cake, I would give a very simple example. Like generally we study history, geography, and language separately. But in primary years program, I will take the example of unit on migration, which is a very relevant global phenomena happening. And you will see that the children, through this whole broad aspect of migration, explore language, geography, history, all together. The PYP curriculum makes learner curious, inquirers, and students develop an understanding of complex world. They become confident communicator, they become reflective about learning. They think about how are they learning, and they are able to reflect on it. They think about issues, they delve deeper and involve the whole school learning community and take action. That means that they actually try to make impact in their own particular way. So they think about issues, delve deeper, and thereby this makes them responsible global citizen. That's a tall order, you will say that, Ms. Kriti, this is a really tall order. Now, how is it actually happening at the ground level? There are often questions in the mind that since it's an IB curriculum, there are no books available. So is it meeting the curriculum standards? Let me tell you, it accommodates the demand of the national and international curriculum. We have our scope and sequence, which are mandated by IB across 6 subject areas, which is language, physical, social, personal health. Then we talk about our science, social studies, arts, as in visual and performing arts. These 6 subjects and mathematics. So these 6 subjects are, we have an IB document which is called the scope and sequence, and it gives a fair idea of what the primary year holistic program needs to map from age 3 to 12. Schools are independent, school have that flexibility. The program is so flexible that we map our national curriculum benchmarks along with this. So in a way, the whole idea that does our curriculum meet the curriculum standards is addressed through this. At the heart of it all, the whole curriculum are 6 transdisciplinary themes. These 6 themes are actually interconnected human conditions which are global. When we talk about who we are, as in our identity, as in our culture, where we are in place and time, the history of it, how we express ourselves, the communication and various art forms, be it language or performing arts, how the world works, how we organize ourselves, and of course, sharing the planet. So these 6 transdisciplinary themes are curriculum organizing approach where human commonality rise to the top regardless of the subject boundaries. Subject become a tool, an instrument, or a resource to explore a theme, a problem, or a concept in depth. For example, under the theme How the World Works, students may explore at different grade levels the ecological systems, economic systems, light and sound systems, and much more. For early years, we have an integrated program which caters to the best of Montessori, Cambridge, and IB practices. So there is a continuous integration and connection of prior and new knowledge and experiences for the learners, which is in the most meaningful way broadening the world, their understanding of the world around them. It is basically preparatory and integrated learning, honoring learners' curiosity, questions, and it is a symbiotic relationship not only between learners and teachers, but the learning community.
Ms. Kriti,
I will do a stop share. I know I just got that. Just
thank you.
Just 1 second, please. Now is my speed. Yeah, stop sharing. All right.
Presentation को slide show में जाओ.
Share. All right. Slideshow. Okay.
Priti, I can see the.
Is my slide visible now?
Yeah, it's showing on your presentation, but not as a slide.
Not as a slide. All right, now.
Can you go to the slideshow, please?
Just 1 second. Just.
Anila, can we continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Priti ma'am, please continue with the slide slide only. Just don't worry. Continue.
Thank you, parents, for your patience. We thought that to have the full view of the slide, it should be put in the slide mode. So that's why a delay. Thank you for your patience.
Kindly bear with us because we've had back-to-back twice power cut. So we'll just get back.
Thank you for the continued patience. We are just to start share. Hopefully. Is my screen now visible? Yes. Is it now?
Priti ma'am, don't worry. I can see the slide. Please continue. Yes.
So please bear with me. Thank you so much for the continued patience. So when we talk about the learner is at the transdisciplinary learning, the learner, the learning and teaching and the learning community together work with ensuring that the intended learning outcome is happening. It's a symbiotic relationship. We talk about the key elements of the PYP, which are knowledge, concepts, conceptual understanding, skills, deposition and action. For example, themes like sharing the planet and how we express ourselves instill in children the responsibility and shared values. As Chairperson Ma'am's vision of having children not only lifelong learners, but is also having the depositions and being rooted in our own culture, that absolutely aligns with the IB philosophy as well. For example, when we are thinking of the unit who we are, children are developing communication and thinking skills. There is a unit on culture, and children actually delve into how we are same yet different. And this develops into an action by when they promote cultural awareness amongst the learning community. So in a way, the learner, the learning and teaching and the learning community are interdependent. In these images, you will see our learners from the early years, grade 2 and grade 4. I have taken these pictures specifically because parents have the question, how is my child learning? Now, this is all about their prior knowledge. In the first picture, children have gone on a nature walk and collected leaves. Their unit, as you guessed it right, is of course plants. When we go to grade 2, it is about adaptation. And when the same projects what children have created in grade 2 are being used by grade 4 when they are looking at ecosystem and biodiversity. Now, PYP recognizes that the young learners learn best through play. It is not just about fun and games, but that you say that my child has gone to school and has just been playing and playing and playing. It is purposeful play. The play allows them to experiment, explore ideas, and develop social skill. Imagine a group of students just having toys and building blocks, and they are trying to build a miniature city to understand how a community functions. Through play, they develop critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration. All these are very, very essential for success in school and beyond. Speaking of collaboration, we also have our senior school, the senior students, which are the upper primary students. They investigate energy under how the world works. They may be conducting experiment, analyzing and data, and then they will be sharing their findings with their classmates and coming up with the solution. So when we talk about all the, how does a program of inquiry look like? I will take you through one snapshot of what does the learning looks like year-long in EY1. So as you see the program of inquiry, you will see there is a central idea, which is the broad conceptual lens through which children will learn. So For example, we are taking EY1. It is learning play. It's about learning about seasons, plants, and identity. Then we have the concepts. These concepts are 7 concepts which transcend the borders of learning and teaching. Say, form, function. Form is how is it? Function, how does it work? Perspective is multiple perspectives. These 7 key concepts highlight promote higher order thinking and basically provide lens to look into the central idea. Then comes the learner profile attributes. These are 10 learner profile attributes. I'll talk about these a little later. And the ATL, approaches to learning. There are 5 skills: communication skills, social skills, self-management skills, thinking skills, and research skills. I will be coming back to them a little later as well. We have lines of inquiry which further define the central idea. So at the moment, it may look like a little broad-ended, but it is mapped across 6 subject areas, and all the learning is integrated to ensure children understand how changing seasons impact our daily life, or how we play to communicate ideas. If I have taken one more snapshot of our grade 5, so you understand how this learning has percolated to grade 5 and how the progression of curriculum has developed and rigor has come in. Now, children in grade 5 will be looking at migration, light and sound. They have their PYP exhibition. They have energy, body system, and governance. The beauty of the curriculum is that it is very, very flexible. It's tailor-made. It ensures that student experiences are broad, balanced, there is a conceptual understanding, and there is connected learning throughout their time in the primary years. It also includes inclusion for all learners and cultural interest and cultural diversity. Now, when we talk about, this is one of the one of the snapshots where children are in the physics lab and are looking at energy and also looking at conductivity of different materials. Another images of the young learners, where the Amion team had been so kind when they were celebrating about diversity in India. They invited us, and our children got a beautiful experience of cultural diversity through role play, which was enacted by the Amion team. Really, we are very thankful for that learning experience as well. I have purposefully put this slide here. The reason being, people always ask us, how is learning happening across language? We understand, unit of inquiry, we understand. How is it happening through maths? So mathematics also has a standalone unit of unit planner. I have the central idea would be we use our understanding of place value to count, order, operate with whole numbers and fractional numbers to do cross-border trading. This is a simple enough example for upper primary, where children are looking at representation, change, connection, and relationship between numbers. So when we talk about transdisciplinarity, transdisciplinarity is in subjects and across subjects. As I was saying, talking about the learner profile, there are 10 learner profile attributes, and these, as I said earlier, go beyond academics. It fosters critical thinking, creativity, social responsibility. These are not just textbook, but they are woven in every aspect of curriculum. For example, students may research about conservation of habitats, demonstrating being knowledgeable, the attribute of knowledgeable and inquirer, but they become thinkers while proposing conservation strategies, or talk about rights and social justice, thereby being communicator and being caring and being principled. A big word here is agency. When we talk about agency, and agency being such an intrinsic part of our curriculum, agency is what empowers student. It has come up with the new modifications in the primary years program. And when we talk about agency, it's about children learning about how they learn. They become empowered. They start thinking about them. They start thinking about, how am I learning? What do I need to know? What knowledge, skills, and understanding I need to develop in order to answer my question? What are the steps I need to ensure in my learning that exemplifies quality? What are the further possibilities I see? I have set my goals. Now, what is the next step? It is a beautiful, beautiful curriculum, as you will see. It includes the circle wheel actually shows approaches to learning and approaches to teaching, both being very, very important. The agency action that I spoke about, that implementing their learning, is the learning what they are learning in the school actionable in the real life context. It can be simply be as simple as teaching another student or a peer a skill, or it can be about advocating social causes, or bringing about a change or design thinking. So in a way, it talks about that. At the heart of it are our rigor of 6 different subject areas, which is language, social studies, maths, science, physical, social, and personal education. I would like to emphasize physical, social, and personal education very much, because in today's world, you can have all the knowledge in the world, you can have any kind of skill set, but the most important is about resilience, about perseverance, and having a growth mindset. When we talk about social and emotional well-being, resilience is very, very important, not only to take failures in stride, but also to understand that there's success. With success come failure, and how do we deal with it? How do we there is always a reset switch God has given us. And when we do that, the root has to be reset. So that particular skill set, I personally feel, is very, very important. The 6 themes are there. And then at the heart of it, we want children to be global citizens. That means being open-minded and having caring attitude towards people from different cultures, and being accommodative towards them as well. Now, all this, the curriculum is very, very good. We often face the question that if everything is in place, then how is the assessment happening? Believe you me, PYP curriculum is a beautiful, beautiful curriculum, because our assessments are ongoing and for learning. The beauty of the PYP program is in differentiation. So the whole philosophy is teach me the way I want to learn. And differentiation is absolutely very, very integral part of it. It is authentic because the content is not one for all, but it is tailor-made for your child. The process is as per taught. The process is as per the learning process is modified as per the child's level of learning and style. See, one may be a very voracious reader, and they would want to read encyclopedias or dictionary to find out. Some may be audible learners, and they would want to hear an audiobook. That is the scope that is permissible, and that is how we plan our curriculum, that we cater to diverse learners. Now, assessments are also modified and child-centered. Teachers use a variety of methods such as observation, conversations. It may be a form of an image, it may be a form of ideation. The goal is to understand each student's strengths and weaknesses and provide support for individual growth. It is varied, it is developmental, because we look at where is the child right now? We have gone through this cycle of learning. Now the child has learned this much. What is the next step? Can I support his learning to reach this goal, or do I need to go back to something? It is collaborative as well, because as parents, as I had shown you earlier, parents are a very valuable member of a community. The feedback or the connect that my child did not understand this. I was wondering, could it be taken up? I just wanted to share this feedback with you. Or it can be, my child already knows this. Can we go one step up? It is interactive, and it is feedback and feed forward. It is not only at the end process as a feedback, but as the child is attempting the task. Say it is a research focused project, they are finding out about ecosystems or about energy, and in between the teacher is giving them the feedback that, okay, this you have done, this particular aspect needs a little bit more focus, or maybe you can tweak the what you are writing as an essay in between, or you can add this point or use better transition words. On and whole, this is a very, very interactive curriculum. But the next question comes is how and How do I know how my child is learning? What are the ways which I know? So one is, of course, the teacher and student interaction. The learning is happening because we want children to be agentic. So the reporting on assessment is done from teacher to student and student to teacher. So they each reflects on their own learning, and that's how teacher modifies their teaching and learning, and students reflect on their learning and forms goals where they need to work on. There is a teacher-parent meeting which happens at the timely intervals as calendared, and it talks about the progress and development of which is required for the student, and it's about the school's program as well if there are queries. Third is the student-led conference, where the students communicate their learning, their goals, and their responsibility as a learner, self-directed learner, to the parents. Finally is the PYP exhibition. We just held our first PYP exhibition in the physical mode, and it was for how we express ourselves. This is a culminating project for the entire primary year program journey, where students engage with 5 elements of the program: knowledge, concepts, skills, attributes, and action. It's a transdisciplinary inquiry which is conducted based on the spirit of personal and shared responsibility, very, very intrinsic to the children. It is driven by the children, it's students' interest. We are just facilitators, and we hold the whole community comes together as a celebration of learning as students move to the from primary years to middle years. I hope I have been able to communicate, and it's a beautiful, beautiful program for the children. If there are any questions, I would like to address them. Anyways, let me know, please, before I hand over to Ms. Ishita.
Priti ma'am, I think so the Q&A is at the end of the session. So please hand over to the next coordinator.
So the next.
Ishita ma'am for middle school now, please.
Dear parents, if you have any question, please type it in the chat box. And if you feel like asking it physically by raising hand, we are happy to take questions in that way also.
Ishita ma'am, please switch on the camera.
Yes, ma'am. We're just starting in a while, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ishita Khar, and I am the middle school coordinator. And here at Amity Global School, we run the Cambridge Lower Secondary Curriculum, which is a Cambridge curriculum. So first and foremost, let me just take you through the benefits that we have for our Cambridge learners. Now, if you look at any Cambridge curriculum, any Cambridge qualification is an internationally recognized qualification. And obviously, Cambridge promotes excellence in education. It is very, very learner-centric, which means that the program is designed across the learner's need. We do not try to fit in a child in particular frame. We design a curriculum as per the needs of the learner. It's progressive and flexible, where through backward planning, it can be integrated with our national curriculums as well. And obviously the Cambridge supports all the learning community comprising of the students, teachers, and all the stakeholders in a way that we have very, very comprehensive support available. By comprehensive support, I would mean that there are progression tests available. There are benchmark reports available, which would help us check the progress and the progression level of our learners. So each of these stages, they prepare our children for the future, and they become confident, responsible, reflective, innovative, and engaged learner. So these are also the Cambridge learner attributes, where Cambridge assures that every learner who passes through the Cambridge curriculum or who is a part of a Cambridge curriculum is confident. They're confident in working with information, sharing their ideas within their classes. They are able to think about any information from local to global context. So they only don't think from one perspective. They think from a very holistic perspective, and they are able to analyze, interpret, and make sense for any data that they are presented with. At the same time, our Cambridge learners are responsible for themselves. They're responsible for the community in which they operate, and they ultimately emerge as very, very responsible and confident citizens of the country or citizens of the world. Cambridge students are always encouraged to be reflective. By reflective, we mean that they are always told to reflect on their experiences. So anything that has happened in the classroom, any activity or any of their learning engagements, they're often told to reflect upon it. And, at the end of every session, think what they learned, think what could have been better, and hence move ahead in their learning journey. At the same time, our Cambridge learners are innovative and engaged. They're engaged with respect to what is happening in the society. They are made to think from a perspective of being a very, very significant contributor in the society they are functioning, right? So socially, how are you ready to make a change? How are you, as an individual, a part of a society where your little actions can make a difference? Now, as I already said, the Cambridge curriculum is always helping our children to prepare for their next big step. So as I already said, it's a very, very broad-based curriculum. There are a variety of subjects to choose from. So you can see on the left, there is a display. There is a visual which tells us about the variety of Cambridge subjects our children can choose from. So global perspectives, digital literacy, English as a second language for children who do not have English as a first language, music, physical education, and a very, very important aspect of it is well-being, which is a new subject that Cambridge has recently introduced. Right. So these are all the subjects, if you can see my screen on the left, that Cambridge introduces. Apart from that, since we are also integrating with our national curriculum, we offer them Hindi. So that's a flexibility Amity Global School offers them. So the beauty of this program is that we can run an international program, but it can also be in our local context. So we also offer them Hindi at Amity Global School, apart from few other foreign languages. Now, this is the last part of my talk today, where I would want to tell you all that Cambridge has a very standardized way of measuring children's performance. On one side, we have computer-based assessments where children can be given not a pen and paper test, and they can be assessed using the technology. Apart from that, there are regular classroom assessments which keep happening, and there are diagnostic reports in the form of lower secondary progression tests, which is preparing them for their Cambridge checkpoint. So now, what exactly is a Cambridge checkpoint? Cambridge checkpoint is a board exam. You can say that it's an equivalent of a board exam, which is given at the end of 3 years of the Cambridge lower secondary program. So Cambridge, checkpoint is taken in subjects like English as a second language, mathematics, and sciences. So how is it different from a regular school exam is that the reporting, the benchmarking is as per the Cambridge standards, which will give you a very comprehensive report of the learner group. And this exam is in sync with the Cambridge curriculum framework. And if you talk of the Cambridge lower secondary checkpoint assessments, how it is done, the student or the learner gets their that they get graded as per 5-6 categories, which range from unclassified, basic, aspiring, good, and they go to outstanding is the highest level. So the lower secondary progression test is our standardized set of exam papers which the Cambridge provides to schools, based on which they can be prepared for the Cambridge lower secondary checkpoint. So checkpoint, as I already said, is an equivalent of a board exam, which is given at the end of the 3 years of the lower secondary. So at the end of 3 years, there is a standardized test to tell you that how your child has performed, and the reports are benchmarked. It's a comprehensive report which tells you how your child did in the learner group with respect to all the Cambridge checkpoint students across the world, what the score was, right? So I think that is all from my side. I will now hand over the screen to Ms. Dr. Dipanvita Bhattacharya, who is our IGCSE AS and A level Cambridge program coordinator.
Dipanvita ma'am, please hurry up.
Yes, ma'am, this is the slide I'm trying. Slide is just, it's taking time to slide this one. Huh. Okay, good morning. So now we move on to Cambridge Upper Secondary program that ends with the students appearing for the IGCSE exams. Now, IGCSE is the world's most popular international qualification for the students of the age group 14 to 16 years. Over 8 lakh entries are made every year for this exam. It is a very flexible program. Students can choose from a number of subjects in any combination. It's an extremely student-centered program that gives agency to the students. There are different assessment options for learners of different abilities. Students can decide how many subjects to study or at what level based on their aptitude and future requirements. Whether to study individual sciences or to go for a combined science. Whether to do maths or sciences, and if they do maths or science, they have the option of doing either core or extended. So students decide individually what they are going to study. The focus of the program is to build skills in creative thinking, inquiry, and problem solving. External assessments happen at the end of the 2-year course. The exam is fair for all students in every country, particularly those whose first language is not English. The exams are of different types. Different assessment options are given to the students to demonstrate their abilities in different ways. We have written, oral, coursework, practical assessment. So if I give you some examples, like if the child does French as a foreign language, there is writing, reading, listening, speaking, everything. If they're doing art and design, they have a coursework and an 8-hour exam. The coursework is so interesting, so beautiful program where the children themselves decide what they are going to do the coursework on. Are they going to do digital art, or are they going to do fashion designing? Which artists they are going to take inspiration from? Which medium they are going to use? Everything it is up to the student. Of course, the teachers are there to guide them, but students' decision is paramount and students' interest is paramount. Sciences also have option. You have MCQs, you have structured papers, you have practicals, you have alternative to practicals also. So there are different options available to the students. Grades are from A star to G, and with A star being the highest. And Cambridge IGCSE, one of the most popular program. Every parent here must be knowing about it. It's known for being tried, tested, and trusted. All right, so this is about IGCSE, where students are given a lot of flexibility, and it's all centered around the students. And then they build their skills for further advanced studies. So in our school, we offer subjects in this way. We can offer subjects like, there is nothing called a compulsory subject as such, but as a school, we feel sometimes that English should be given to everybody, maths should be done. It's not that people should drop maths after grade 8 in today's world. So maths is done. A language is done. Now maths, if everybody takes up to 10, but it's not required that they do the extended one. They can go for core. Then we have options like those who are inclined more towards sciences, they can go for some sciences, but they also can do some art and design and economics. Those who are inclined more towards finance, economics, they also do some sciences. So all these options are available. Students need to do, Cambridge doesn't say anything. You can do any number of subjects. It's not a package as such. So we offer minimum of 6 subjects or a maximum of 7 subjects. It's not 7. Our students have done even 8 to 9 subjects also. As far as their aptitude is there, ability is there, that's okay with us and Cambridge. So this is the flexible approach, child-centric approach that Cambridge offers us in the form of IGCSE. Now I move to something called Cambridge International A-Level. It is a program which is equivalent to grade 11th and 12th. Okay, this is an internationally recognized qualification accepted by universities worldwide and is a passport to success at university and in employment. Here, students develop deep subject knowledge, conceptual understanding, and higher order thinking skill. Here we are talking about higher order thinking skill, the requirement for anything in future. Again, lots of subjects options are given. Before I go on to say that, because I saw one query also. So in our school, we are offering 11, 12, both in Cambridge and in IB curriculum. I am talking about the Cambridge 11th and 12th here. So that is called the Cambridge International AS and A-Level. So again, here lots of subject options are given. Students can opt for any subject, any number of subjects in any combination, actually. Over the world, more than 5 lakh students in 130 countries appear for exam in a year. By the times that exams are taken by the students at the year and the end of the course, students develop a deeper understanding of the subject. No wonder one of the reasons why only 3 A-level subjects is good enough for university admission. Here, it is not a package of how many subjects has to be done or not. Children can, again, I am reinforcing on this, that children can take any number of subjects and each subject gets a separate grade. There is no total percentage given or anything like that. Each subject gets a separate grade. Again, grades are from A star to E, A star being the highest. There is flexibility in the timing of exams too. Exams happen all over the world in November and June. For India, there is a March series too. So children can decide that 2 of the subjects they can do in November, 1 of the subjects they can do in March. So it is available that way too even, that subjects can be staggered. So this is called the staggered way. Children can do different subjects in different sessions and it is equally accepted by all the universities. These exams are that I am talking about. These exams are fair, means it's fair for all. It's valid. Valid means it is, the exams are assessing what they are supposed to assess. They are reliable, okay? Whether it is checked by one examiner or the other, it is going to give you the same result. And practicable. It is possible to provide it with anywhere for students with limited resources and all that too. And exam durations are not very long, so doesn't stress the students for writing 3-hour exams or all that. Okay, and although I'm talking about final exams again and again, although final exams are for assessment of the learning, Cambridge recommends and suggests assessment for learning as a vital part of effective teaching practices. So all the tests that are happening, that feed forward, feedback, and all that is being given, this is part of the reflection that happens. This is part of assessment for learning. So continuous assessment is something very much recommended and suggested by Cambridge. Now there is one important thing. It is written there, the choice of 3 assessment options. Okay, what are the assessment options or assessment approaches? Cambridge subjects can be done at AS level, which means advanced subsidiary. A level means advanced level, AS means advanced subsidiary. So AS level, a student can start the first year, takes physics or maths, does AS level, loses interest, may drop that subject after 1 year, but can write the AS level exam and still get a certificate, which can get them some credit and some universities for having some amount of physics. Children can continue with the subject. They write first part of the exam after end of first year, second part of the exam after second year. Or children can do the whole thing at the end of 2 years. So there are 3 assessment options or approaches available in Cambridge. So after at the end of first year also, that means they can take their board exams and reduce some load. So that flexibility is also there. So this is what I'm telling is that this is a very flexible program with a subject option, combination of subjects, session of exam, level of subjects, and most importantly, number of subjects. There is no restriction on the number of subjects. Just 3 is good enough for most courses in universities. Students can choose subjects based on aptitude and undergraduate requirement, most importantly. Now, this flexibility of Cambridge International AS and A-level gives building blocks to build an individual curriculum. It's an individualized curriculum that develops learners' knowledge, understanding, and skills in in-depth subject content, independent thinking, handling and evaluating different types of information sources, thinking logically, and presenting ordered and coherent arguments, making judgments, recommendations, and decisions. Further, I would like to add this, the Cambridge syllabuses are international in outlook, but retain a local relevance. Okay. Cambridge syllabuses are, am I audible, visible?
Yes, Deepanvita ma'am, continue, please.
Further, the Cambridge syllabuses are international in outlook, but retain a local relevance. They have been created specifically for an international student body with content to suit a wide variety of schools and avoid any cultural bias. So this is a very inclusive program too. Now, subject offered at AGSN are these: English at AS level. AS means advanced subsidiary, I told you. AS level English is given equivalence by Association of Indian Universities as equivalent to CBSE grade 12 English. So they don't really need to do an A-level English. AS level is good enough. As per Association of Indian Universities, 2 or 3 A-levels is good enough for university admissions. And abroad too, it's 3 A-levels is the requirement in most cases. So option, these are the subjects we are offering right now. And the children, actually, we are quite customized, and the options are given from these subjects based on students' interest level. So now when we're talking about A-level, we are actually preparing our children for universities and beyond. So there was a study conducted by Cambridge for 130 higher education admission staff in 10 countries, including USA, UK, Australia, and Canada. 73 were from USA and 25 from UK and all that. And so what were it? So it was like the top 5 skills and qualities that admission officers are looking for when they are assessing applicants are, of course, overall academic achievement, character traits, how motivated, what is the perseverance level, collaboration, proficiency in English, understanding in subject area, extracurricular activities. And the result that has come out is very encouraging for Cambridge. 98% said Cambridge qualifications give students excellent preparation for university. And these surveys were done in Ivy League and Russell Group, both institutes. Okay, student excellent preparation for university. 95% agreed Cambridge students think independently. 98% said Cambridge qualifications help students succeed in university. 100% agreed Cambridge students think logically and present coherent arguments. 100% agreed Cambridge students have in-depth subject knowledge. Cambridge is all about depth, not breadth. Depth. Take minimum number of subjects, have deep understanding. 99% agreed Cambridge students present reasoned explanation, understand implications, and communicate them logically and clearly. So these were some of the positive ratings and positive words that came up from different, from the survey. What they were talking, they are good at research and analytical thinking. They carry out research, students can communicate effectively. So these are the things. And I'll not take much time. And this is the certificate that we have attached here is from Association of Indian Universities, the recognition for Cambridge program in India, that 2 to 3 Cambridge subjects is recognized for university admission. Only students appearing for JEE need to do 4 subjects plus an AS level English. And if you want to know more about Cambridge recognition, you can go to cambridgeinternational.org/recognition. So that there you can get a lot more about recognition from India, from other countries, US, UK. There are all booklets available for all that countries. And you can see our placement record of Amity Global School. We have students gone to University of Manchester, University of British Columbia, City University of Hong Kong, Erasmus, Rotterdam, York University, University of London, George Washington University, Penn State University, University of Toronto, University of Nottingham, University of Leeds, Vistula University, Warsaw, Ashoka University, Amity University, and NAFT, NIMS, Symbiosis, and many more. And we have students going to government colleges also, medical college and engineering also. So some people have this thing, can our Cambridge students really join engineering and medical in India? Yes, they can. They are all allowed and it's all recognized. So we had students going for those courses too. So with that, I end here. Any other queries we'll take up at the end of it. Now in Amity, we have 2 programs running parallelly for 11th and 12th. One is the Cambridge AS and A-level program, and the other is the IBDP program. So now I hand over to our IBDP coordinator, Ms. Shweta Goel, to discuss about the IBDP program. Thank you so much.
Okay. Very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Shweta Goel, and I'll be discussing about the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. As Dr. Bhattacharya has already mentioned, IB Diploma Program is a 2-year holistic program which is catering to the students between the age group 16 to 19. It's a program which is again very flexible, a well-known program known for its inquiry-based approach of learning. Again, at the heart of the entire IB diploma program model, it's a learner wherein we are trying to approach teaching and learning in a way so that the students are able to develop their 21st century skills, including their critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, their research skills we are working upon. We are working upon their communication skills, self-management skills, including the social skills, which is pretty much important in this current era wherein you are in you end up meeting with people from different backgrounds. Now, IB Diploma program aims at developing the students who are active, who are compassionate, who are, internationally minded. When I'm talking about students
पत्थर
being
क्यों तोड़ते हो? Thank you. अरे प्यार से बोलो thank you. I hope you've enjoyed. Please send the questions. The polite A-class sentence.
Okay, I think there was some technical glitch. Okay, so IB Diploma program is basically aiming to develop internationally minded student. When I'm saying internationally minded student, we are trying to say that the students which are open for multicultural understanding, the students which value their own perspective, at the same time ensuring that the other perspectives can also be correct. So where there's a deep respect for the other's opinion as well. Now, when we talk about IB Diploma program, it comprises of 6 subject groups and the core elements, which are 3, when you talk about theory of knowledge, extended essay, and the CAS activity, which is creativity, activity, and service. I'll first take up the core, the heart of the IB Diploma program, which is theory of knowledge, extended essay, and CAS, which has to be compulsorily done by all the diploma program candidates. Now, extended essay provides an excellent opportunity to the students to do an independent research on any topic of their interest, which relates to the subject that they have chosen. This gives them an ability to develop those research skills, which will put them one step ahead when they will be going on for their undergraduate admissions. Another important part is theory of knowledge. This is a very beautifully designed curriculum which helps the students to reflect upon the nature of knowledge and how they know what they claim to know. The purpose of the TOK is not to develop new knowledge, rather help the students to understand, go in depth about what they actually know about it and develop different perspectives about it. The third, another element of the IB Diploma program core is CAS, which is creativity, activity, and service. This helps the students to have an all-round personality developed by the end of the 18 months program, which is associated with CAS. This develops, the skills of resilience, team spirit amongst the student, and help them to move a little beyond their academics by making them involved in developing that sense of belonging to the community to which they belong. Going further, apart from these 3 core elements, which every diploma program student will definitely be doing, IBDP offers a variety of subjects that student will be choosing from 6 subject groups. To name these groups, the first represent group 1, which is studies in language and literature. Second, which represents language acquisition, which gives students to explore different languages. I mean, the student will have the main language. The first group will have the main language. In the second group, the student can choose another language which they want to do. The group 3 is about individuals and society, giving them an understanding to relate to the society to which they belong. The group 4 is about sciences. The group 5 is mathematics, and the group 6 is arts. As a diploma program student, it is compulsory for the students to opt for 6 subjects and 3 core elements, which is EE, TOK, and CAS. Now, the beauty about diploma program is that it offers students 2 different levels of study, higher level and standard level. When I talk about higher level, this is basically giving opportunity for that group of learner who wants to explore more content, go more in depth with respect to a particular subject. And standard level gives opportunity to those learners who probably want to understand the subject, but they don't want to go in too much depth of the subject. The fifth, each learner is supposed to select one subject from all these 6 groups. However, again, as IB is offering flexibility, so the last group, which is arts, it's an elective group. When I talk about arts, that basically means student is involved in subjects like music, dance, visual arts. But it sometimes happens that a child is not interested in these things, and maybe the child has a very different aim in the life and wants to be an engineer, wants to be in any other field, they want to excel. So IB gives them that flexibility that rather than focusing upon group 6, make it an elective group, and you can have one additional subject from either group 3, which is individuals and society, or group 4, which is sciences. Now, when I talk about standard level and higher level, as I've already said, that there is a difference in terms of the depth which the child would be studying. Standard level subjects will generally have 150 teaching hours, whereas the higher level subjects, you say HL, will have 240 hours of teaching. In IB, when we talk about assessments, the assessments are of variety and very comprehensive, including both internal and external. So each subject will have approximately 20 to 30% of their curriculum being assessed internally by the school facilitator, though externally moderated, and the remaining portion of each syllabus would be completely externally assessed. The assessment comprises of pen paper test, but there are various other, including the students will be involved in making presentations, student will be involved in showcasing their exhibitions, projects, coursework, and many more, to name few. Going ahead with these subject groups into, like, at different schools offer different variety, different combinations of subject in each group. Like we at AGSN offers in group 1 English, A in language and literature, in group B 2, which is language acquisition, we are offering subjects like Hindi, French and French ab initio. In group 3, we are offering the most popular subjects which are in very much demand in the current world, including business management, economics, psychology, digital society, and environmental systems and societies. There is a beauty about ESS also, because it's an interdisciplinary subject which is offered in both group 3 and group 4, thereby again increasing the variety of choice that the students have. Group 4 will have physics, chemistry, biology, and ESS again. Now, when you talk about group 5, it's purely a mathematics group wherein IB offers 2 types of mathematics, mathematics AA and mathematics AI, both of them we are offering, as well as in group 6, we are offering visual arts. But again, talking about the IB, the kind of flexibility International Baccalaureate is offering to a diploma program is enabling them to gain excellent breadth and depth of the knowledge. It's helping the students to not just develop intellectually, but also develop physically, emotionally, as well as ethically also, because IB focuses too much upon ensuring the academic honesty and developing those values into us learners, so that the learners are principled, they are balanced, they are knowledgeable, they are communicators, they're risk taker, and most importantly, they are open-minded, wherein they are valuing each and every perspective and giving due respect to people coming from diverse backgrounds. So there is a huge multicultural understanding which is promoted by the IB by offering a huge variety of options to choose from and offering its core elements of TOK, CAS, and extended SM. If I'll just give a little brief about the requirements for the diploma program to be awarded, the child is compulsory taking 6 subjects and the core. The grading is from 1 to 7. Rather than saying A, B, C, D, IB has a grading system of 1 to 7, with 7 being the highest grade. TOK and EE are graded from A to E, but through a matrix, they are also converted into point system out of 3 in total. CAS, though it is not graded, but it is a very important element to be completed by each diploma program for them to be able to be awarded with diploma program. Overall, together, the maximum points which an IB student can get is 45, with 24 being the minimum they have to receive in order to be qualified as a diploma program, to get the diploma program. Now, IB, as I said, it is a world-recognized curriculum which is accepted by almost all the universities in the world, and even the Association of Indian Universities have given due recognition to the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. If you want to have more information about the International Baccalaureate DP as well as its recognition, there's a site mentioned ibo.org which gives complete information about the IBDP as well as its recognition. Just a brief glimpse about how the batch of our 2024 has got acceptance from universities across the world, including like University of Toronto, University of British Columbia, University of Waterloo, to name a few. With this, this whole program of IB diploma program offers a great variety, a great career opportunity for the students. With this, I end my presentation here. And if you have any queries, we can now take up. If you have any questions, we can now take up. Yes.
Dear
Anila
pa-
ma'am?
yes. Dear parents, if we are now open for question and answer, we saw there were two questions which has already been answered. Anita ma'am, if there are any more questions, pick up now.
Anila ma'am, even if the parents want to send you questions, they can share it through the email and we will try to answer and give it to you so that you can send them through email.
Sure. That's a good idea. So parents, to us, you have the email ID. You can for any questions. And with this, thank you very much, all the presenters. Thank you, parents, for your participation. And we are going to end the meeting now.
Anila ma'am, I'm pasting the feedback form link in the chat box.
And thank you, Anila and Bhavna, and especially to Sapna ma'am for giving us this opportunity. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you,
Namaskar.
ma'am. Dear parents, the email ID and the feedback form has been shared with you in the chat box. Please copy paste and keep that with you.
Also, the email ID is here. If you want to get back to us, please.
Should we exit, Anila ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Sachin sir, we may end the session. Thank you, sir.